I know that you mentioned, the importance of education and public health awareness in our communities, as we know, especially as it relates to fertility journeys, because a lot of times we have a lot of, you know, thinking behind it, traditional and other kinds of thinking that, again, unfortunately,
Mm.
almost always demonizes the woman. But we do know that age, weight, diet, environment, all these different things they do, of course, impact conception and everything else like that. But if you could also share just from your experience, from your research, and of all that you've learned throughout this journey, what would you say are some reasons for infertility? And would you say that there are more cases now, just kind of based off of how we eat and how we consume things in today's world, or would you say it's just that more people are talking about it? Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, so there are some cases that are undefined. Medically, they can't say, this is the cause or this is not the cause. Some other cases are probably in nature. Like you said, there are like African women. This is a big subject that people have been talking about. Why African women have fibroids? Why do we have fibroids more than, non-Africans? Why are we having a lot of fibroids? Because fibroids is one of the major causes of infertility. Because I know that the ratio is high of every single woman who goes for investigation. There's either a fibroid there or a cyst there or blocked tubes there. So some of these things are connected to what we eat, like you said, yeah, what we eat, maybe the environment, maybe even our weight. Because we've had cases where I have a case at the hub where we all did a fitness what do you call it, a fitness event together, and she watched her meals and did exercise, and she had her IVF, and it was successful. In the badge of the people that had IVF in the group at that time, she and one of the ladies were successful, the rest of them failed. But I just, something in me felt that her whole body had aligned to all the things, that adjustment that she's done. She worked really hard. She was the one teaching the group what to do. So she worked really hard. And today she has her baby. So one could say, yes, weight could lead to that. Another person could argue, what about the big people who are big on the side and they still have children and have 6 and 7 and 8? So it depends on the individual composition, of their bodies, their body makeup, what they're exposed to, and what has been building up there over the years. So I would say for women to start doing early checks. It helps. Early checks of your body, your vitals, check how is the womb, do you have any cyst or any fibroid or things, that are there that make stop you from conceiving in the future. Deal with them right then on time. Don't start looking after your body when you get to 40 or when you get to 30. You start watching your weight. You start, no, 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 no. Start even in 20s. Start looking after yourself. Cleanliness is one of the things that I would point in African dimension that may have also affected a lot of women, because most toilets are really horrible. The toilets I used in my university, I would pin it down. I have told my husband I actually pin down some of the things I passed through to the toilets I used in my, they were horrible. I dealt with what you call PID for a very long time in Nigeria. And as soon as I left Nigeria and came to the UK, that stopped. What happened? I didn't have to pray about it to stop, but that stopped. So the environment plays a huge key. The cleanliness of our bodies as women, where we sit and have a wee and things like that, it plays a huge key to our body maintenance. What we eat plays a huge key. Some of the things we inherited, because some families, you see, this person has fibroid, this person has fibroid, this person has fibroid. I don't know, researchers are still working on why Africans or black women are having fibroids, but which, regardless of what we are having, the best thing is to check on time and look into these things and find out what is working in your body, what isn't working, and what you could do to make it work, on time. um have I answered your question? I think I have.
Yeah, yeah, Susie, definitely did. Thank you so much for that. Um, I guess the last part, I mean, it's not like the biggest thing, but, like, would you say that in today's world is that more people are talking about it? That's why it seems like there's more
Mm.
cases, or would you say it's kind of always been sort of like this, or
I think it's not one size fits, all. It's just every even some of the like you will read articles and they say some of the causes of infertility is fibroid. And then have anybody told you the cause of fibroid? Do you get what I
right,
mean? So it's like a step down. They will say some of these are male related. I mean, what happens to the man? What has he done? They say smoking, they say too much drinking, you know, all of this. But you see people who are smoking and drinking and they're giving
right,
children, like having children. So it's really hard to kind of pin it down on any particular thing and say it's this. Then back home they have a spiritual dimension where they say it's like I said, village people is like that slang where they use all the time. So some of it are more spiritually, they feel like maybe some there's a spiritual side of it. That's why they're not
mm,
conceiving and they needed to, let all that energy out. So there are different definitions of all these things, what could cause infertility and what, the narratives are. But I think in the developed point of view in diaspora, I think that they will basically work with the medical dimension and they will just tell you if you have fallopian tubes that are blocked, you can't consider this a cause of infertility, and they will tell you you need to get that done or you get this done. And then if you have what else, there's a few cysts, you can take it out. These things are things that appear in women's
mm,
body
mm,
unannounced. They can appear unannounced and they stay there for too long, you don't even know. I know of a lady who took out some fibroids um, before getting married because she's aware of her body. So she went and checked and they realized there were a few things. Oh no, I'm not going to get married like this. I need to take it out. And she's pregnant now. There are still a few people who did the same thing and it hasn't quite worked out. So it's a combination of the male and the
right,
female. So what has the man been doing all his life? It's not only the
exactly,
woman, and what has the woman been doing all her life? Some people have had surgeries and their tubes were ruptured by medical negligences and things like that. You can't really explain these things. Um, yeah, but what I would say is, regardless of whatever cause anyone can pin on infertility, eat healthy. Be aware of your body. Check regularly. Africans, we don't go to hospitals to do checkups. We don't. We just relax. Even going to the dentist is a problem. You only go when you have a toothache. Because by that time the problem has escalated. So I would say go on time. Take your daughters, moms, take your daughters for regular checks. Check them, make sure they are fine. If there's anything that needs to be dealt with, don't use prayers alone. Just deal with them straight up and make sure that they are fine. Because this is the only way I can think of to reduce the rates of infant because it's going very high. And the food we eat now have all gone, in package forms, all chemicals, toxins in
right,
the environment, a lot of things. So this is in those days, grannies used to cook food from the village. They plucked their vegetables directly. It was all organic, and some of these things were not, there. But now we're inhaling them outside. We're eating them in packages and
right.
tins and cans and forms. So there's a whole lot that we're exposed to. So exercise, 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 detox, detox, detox. Do what you can and then you trust the universe to do the rest.